or creating slide decks and presentations. What I've done when I set up the original folders is allowed you to be able to place shared presentations into that folder, and therefore all of your teammates can access them. But one thing that happens sometimes when you go into edit the presentation, if someone else is currently editing it, you'll get this presentation locked pop-up. And a lot of times that can frustrate students, but it doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to work on the presentation. All you need to do is be aware of a couple of workarounds depending upon what type of changes you want to make, how intensive they are, to allow you to actually re-access that content, make your changes, and then add those to the final presentation once the current user is out of the system. So all you need to do is go back to that original file. If you just needed to, say, make a quick change, you knew that this image wasn't what you wanted anymore, you had found a better one that you had imported, you could just create a new presentation, maybe just picking a basic theme and doing something like going into the picture item. Say you needed, instead of a picture of a dog, you needed a picture of a cat. You could search for that on Flickr, find one that you found intriguing that you thought would work, and just format that slide. Say you just wanted it to fill the canvas. Basically similar to what was before, just a little bit of a different image. Really easy to do. It automatically saves for you, so all you have to do is go back into SlideRocket, clicking back, and it's there inside the folder for you. Sometimes though you actually need to re-access the actual the presentation itself. So maybe you needed to add some text to the third slide in the original presentation. You don't really want to reduplicate that. You really just want a copy that you can work on. So you can right-click the original presentation and choose Duplicate. And what that will do is save it default copy of the original name, and you can choose which folder you want. You can either put it in My Presentations if you just want it to be private to you, or if you wanted to actually put it in the folder for everyone to see, you can do that. I'm just going to put it in My Presentations because it's just going to be a small change. So what it does, you'll see here at the top, it creates a copy which you can then open and edit very easily. And perhaps you were working on this slide and you realized this was a typo. You really wanted to pull it back and make it in line. You pull it back over, and maybe it's not just animals, maybe it's something about domesticated animals. So you can type that additional text. Notice it's saving here in the corner, though if you ever need to save it, you can go to File, Save, and say those were the changes that you needed to make. So going back in, you've got you know, the original image and you've got the updated slide. But you recognize that your partner is probably making additional changes to the original file, and you're just trying to work on a few small things. So what you would do in that instance is wait for your partner to exit out. I'm just going to show you, this is the pretend extra partner. Extra partner goes back out. Now you can go into the original document. You can edit it. Notice now it's letting you back in. But you want those slides. You want to get that cat slide in, and you want to get that updated animal slide. So what you can do is go to Library, and instead of picking Slide Library, you can switch to the Presentations item up here at the top. And notice here's that cat slide. If you want to drag it in, pull it down, you can either share it, make them exactly the same, or you can just copy it. Copying it means that if you make any changes to it, it's not going to adjust it anywhere else. Sharing it means if you ever change that image, anywhere you've used that image in all of SlideRocket, it will change it. For your purposes, just for one presentation, it probably doesn't matter what you choose. So that's one way to get that cat in there. And then if you want to pull the domesticated animal slide down in, you can do the same thing. And you can just say OK, and then click the X button. Didn't do a good job with that cat. But if you notice, now this domesticated animal slide, similar to this slide, what you can end up doing if you wanted to take the slide out, just go in and delete it. And now you've got your updated version of the slide in. I'm going to try that again to show you the cat slide. You want to bring it down in. There you go. You just do Share Slide, click OK. Might have to give it another name. But there you go. So even though in a different account a different person created those two slides, now they're easily integrated into the original slide deck, and all the changes have been saved. If you go back in this particular user, they've got this slide. If you go back to another tab, another user, if they click in to view it, now they're also getting the updated version. So that's sort of how it works back and forth. The only other things that you may need to know about SlideRocket in terms of collaborating is at the end of the unit, you'll want to be able to share it with the world or publish that. You can see from the summary that right now this presentation is private, but if you click the share link here, it will allow you to turn it into a public presentation, and you can get a public link. If you notice when you go in and view a SlideRocket from My Slides, you're getting a URL. It's just because I've copied that link here and then I insert that on my e-syllabus. If you were to do the same thing, you could paste it. And what that will do will allow you anywhere you have an internet connection to view the SlideRocket, regardless of what system you're on, PC, Mac, or Linux. You can also, when we get to the ePortfolio, use this to get an embedded code. So if you want to put that presentation on a website or in another document, you can easily do that, having it like a little self-playing slideshow right on the web page. You may also be curious how to download or get the PDFs to print out. That's from the Download tab. You can do that as an Adobe PDF, which is a really easy way for you to print, also regardless of what system you're using. You can either do all of them or specific slides. You can change the quality. And one of the things that I like to do is to print the notes, especially as you're entering in your speaker notes, to document what you're choosing to say during that presentation, especially if you're using a visual type of presentation. The notes allow you to see both. And often I print more than one slide per page. If you do three, something, that way you can still see the slides, but you can still see the notes as well. Click print and it will start to process. It will start to print those pages, and then it will prompt you that you can download the PDF as it is ready, and that's where you can print it, you can upload it, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to cancel it out. It does take just a moment, but once it has been processed and turned into a PDF with those notes, it's ready for you to work with in any other form. So, a couple collaborative features in SlideRocket, ways to duplicate or create new presentations, drag those individual slides into the team's presentation, publishing it at the end of the unit, and then printing it whenever you need, both just the slides or with the notes themselves.